know what we rocking. Y'all know how we going. This is about to be another dope interview. So before we jump into the interview, before we jump into everything, man, I just want to first say that again, apologize because this is not the same interview that you guys were expecting. However, this is going to be a dope interview. Regardless, gems are going to be dropped. Y'all know how we rock. This is about to go crazy. However, two quick things, man. Matlock, he is still overseas. He is one of our armed forces, so he is still out there fighting for us, and he's out there working. However, he just wanted to tell y'all to encourage y'all to vote for the right person to bring us home. So let's just continue to lift them up, man, and just make sure they're covered. With that being said, we are live with my boy, my man. This dude, like, we have been rocking for a little some
A
time
little
now,
bit, a little bit of time, a little bit of
just a little
time.
bit of time. But since I met him, man, he just been a cool cat, man. He like our first real conversation. I think we were in the studio, man, and it was just like, dang, just shift, like everything just shifted. And it was one of those moments where it's like, man, like this is more than music. This is deeper than music, and this is like really my friend. Like this is really my brother. So, man,
Right, man.
with no further ado, man, shout out to James Drew, the man, the myth, and the legend. He's an engineer, he's a producer, he's a songwriter. The dude does, I don't know what I thought I had was a jack of all trades. This dude is crazy. So, man, shout out to you, bro. Just tell the people a little
Appreciate
bit about you, man. Like where you come from, and what you do. I know I gave you a little intro, I hyped you up a little bit, so you gotta live up to the expectation now.
you. You already know, bro. It's James Drew, man. I'm glad to fill in this week. I'm Drake at Camp Fognog. You know what I mean? Just don't boo me. No, but no, man. Just James Drew, bro. Just engineer, songwriter, artist, producer, consultant, entrepreneur. You know, future billionaire. You
Future
know,
billionaire. Come on.
So, it's all of that, just all in the works, but just I'm here, man. I'm just here to help and love, bro. I appreciate you having me on the producer spot, this budding community, having me on with it. I'm glad I'm here with a great, host, bro. Somebody who really out here putting in the work, giving people a platform, giving people all the knowledge, energy, and effort he can every day, in and out. You know what I mean? And I'm glad to be here, bro. But yeah, it's James Drew. We tapping in. You know what's up.
Man. So I usually start off, man, just how'd you get into music? Like what started you off, bro?
Man, my story pretty basic, but at the end of the day, bro, like I started back probably when I was like 15, 14 years old. My brother, he had a FL Studio on this Toshiba laptop, 2 gigs, 2 to 4 gigs of RAM type joint.
We don't even
And
want to talk about that, man.
we had to pirate that FL. That was back when Aries and LimeWire was popping. You know what I mean? And
LimeWire.
Aries and LimeWire, boy. But yeah, we had got FL, and then we had this little like Motorola earpiece, and
Mm.
we was recording tracks, but we would have people come over and record tracks on this little Motorola little headphone piece with the one ear joint. And we was rocking, bro. And that was me and my big brother, my blood brother. And
Here's the thing, though.
from
Hold on, before you go on, like, come on, I'm sorry. So y'all was recording, y'all got started on something that wasn't a $800 microphone,
oh yeah, 100%, bro. We
and it
started
wasn't
on
you didn't get $1,000 laptop, right?
no, we talking about like a $180 Toshiba, probably
Okay.
refurbished because my dad fixed computers, so it's probably somebody else 3-year-old computer. That's how we started with nothing for real with it, and we just kept going, bro. We just kept building, having fun with it, and eventually, what ended up happening is we transitioned slowly. I started noticing like, okay, I listen to our songs back on my headphones, whatever. Sound like these records I'm loving. These Through the Wire at that time. All these songs coming out. I'm like, hold on, bro. Now that was more like graduation era. I'm like, why my stuff sound so trash?
Mm.
And that was the start. So I was like, maybe we need a better microphone, like an actual microphone. So we went and bought the Walmart microphone. We're still using FL, but then it was still sounding bad, man. And really, what got me into music was just that want for my big brother and myself, our music to just shine. So from there, I started Googling things, and I Googled the everlasting question, the question that has jumped me into the rabbit hole forever. What is mixing? And I jumped in the wormhole, bro. And now I'm here. Like,
Yeah.
just years later, just continue to going on. And from there though, you want me to keep going? I got the super detailed joint, or you
No,
want
I
the short and
like
sweet?
how'd you get into like talked about that shift into, because I know you're and people that know you in the city, like you the engineer, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
so
right,
how
right.
did James Drew get to be the engineer? Because then that goes into, you know what I mean, your studio work, your accolades, your people that you worked with, your
Right.
current situation, your music. So like, yeah, talk about that, because a lot of people
Okay,
don't get
cool.
that you're also a producer.
So from there, bro, like it was simple. I just started making music and having fun and like learning it all in the same. It was all encompassed. Every song, every opportunity to make a song was, it's just one of those situations that you put everything into it every day and you just trying to
Mhm.
get a little bit better. But from there, bro, I started making mixtapes before I got to college. I made a mixtape in high school called the EP Exceptional Potential. It's still on that piff under Pharaoh London. That was my first rap name.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm about to go.
So
I'm about to go. I'm about to go pirate all of it.
it's free. It's on that piff. Just
I'm
look
gonna
up
pirate
Pharaoh
the free
London.
stuff, bro. I'm pirating the free stuff.
But yeah, I dropped a project and I got like 10,000 views on that joint. It was a that was vibes back then. I felt like I had a lot of potential. So
Yeah.
but when I was a big fan of Cole, so I was like, man, I'm about to actually when I get to college, because Cole actually stopped rapping when he got to college for 4 years.
Mm.
So I'm like, man, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just focus on my studies. But I end up building a studio in my dorm room, and I just started cooking songs and having people come over who didn't have no studio equipment, and people started paying me. So as much as I love creating music on my side, I started getting all these opportunities slowly. I didn't really notice it though, because in my heart, I'm always just trying to help people, trying to
Right,
put
right.
people in a position. I got the studio equipment. I like the way you rap when we in the lounge. Let's make a song real quick.
Yeah.
So over years, bro, just doing that and just staying down with that and just focusing on, how I can help others, that I actually like. That means eventually buying better equipment, things of that nature. That moved me forward to, I started working a job and all that BS.
Mm.
And I got stuck. And I ain't saying jobs are BS. My job was some BS. I got stuck, working a real dead end job and just kind of focusing on money. And then I got an opportunity to work at a studio and work with a very special lady that helped me. Uh, she really gave me a lot of opportunity. She listened to my songs, and I was going in there to try to get a deal, like get management help, and I
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
playing her the records. And she was like, "Who engineered this stuff?" She's like, "You should come in and engineer."
Mm.
And from there, I mean, it's really been history, bro. Like
So,
just getting in the studios.
so talk a little bit about the important. I know I had made a comment about your transition and who you worked with, but we can get to that in a minute. But
Mhm.
like talk about like connecting with people and relationships, because like
Mm.
I think a lot of times people don't understand that. And I think you do that really well from what I've seen. Is just like you're not just one and done or after certain things. Like talk about building relationships in the industry, but then also the importance of the team. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I gotta start it off though, just saying, bro, it starts with the individual. It starts within. And really, I read this book when I was in like 11th grade. I read this book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Because man, I was an asshole. You know what
Mm.
I mean? I hope I ain't just mess up, but
No,
I
no,
was
you're
a
good.
hole,
You're
bro.
good.
Like, and I really just I didn't understand relationships, and relationships were very challenging for me. And I'm talking about just any friends, having friends. I switched a lot of schools and stuff. But when I read that book, it really told me to take interest in people.
Mm.
So from that moment, that was it. That was all the things that I had to do to build relationships. So when I would get in the studio or when I would go out and travel, I actually were interested in these people's dreams, interested in their goals, interested in their talent. So I'm asking questions, I'm watching, I'm helping, I'm doing everything I can because I'm genuinely interested in the other person's and another human being's journey.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to relationships in the industry, you just gotta care, man. If you really looking for your next leg up or you trying to like skip the lines because y'all I'm with him now, like it's not really gonna serve you in the long run. You might make a quick little buck or you might get a quick little bit of buzz off of it. But at the end of the day, if you're not serving or someone's not serving you, if you're not in a situation where there's mutual giving back and forth, I'm
Mm.
saying reciprocal giving, and you're receiving things, but you also giving things. If you're not in those type of relationships, what I mean, it's gonna be hard to thrive because you really just gonna be somebody looks at it as like a leech for real, and they just gonna kind of you're gonna be the person when somebody texts, they're gonna look and like, lock the screen. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
they know that you only hitting them up because you want something. You don't
Right.
bring no value. And I think bringing value, that's something Gary Vaynerchuk talk about. But like bringing value is super important. Like, what can you do for someone else is really going to be ultimately the thing that gets you in the room or gets
Mm,
you in these opportunities that you truly are looking for. What's the value? People have a dream and where they want to be, but what are you going to be bringing to that? It's not that you just deserve that or you just earn that because you worked for 10 years. It's like, what are you going to bring into that? I've always wanted to work with Kanye, but like, when I was 18, what was I going to bring to Kanye
right,
at that
right,
time? Limited Pro Tools skills, limited singing skills,
right.
limited songwriting skills, limited releasing I have no experience. So it's like, what do and again, all of that is encompassed in just like genuine care
Yeah, yeah.
and empathy. Like, if you care about the other person, you'll make the effort yourself.
So talk a little bit about, man, switching gears a little bit. Talk a little bit about the sonics of the industry. How do
What
you
you
feel,
mean the
feel
Sonics?
how do you feel about the sound that has broke out? Because you mentioned J. Cole, you mentioned Ye. Like, how do you feel? I listen. We on the producer spot. This is how do you
Ah,
feel
man.
about the sound?
I don't know. Nah, look, Brad. Also, well, 100 though, I do love I do love I love the effort that the kids put in.
Hmm, that's good.
I love the effort. They may not know how, they may not have the right resources, they may not know, what fits their voice because they might not have the right people in their circle, whatever. But these kids try, bro.
Yeah.
Especially with the resource they have. They'll shoot the video on their phone. They'll use GarageBand on their iPhone, iPad, and cook like they doing anything nowadays. So I definitely respect it, and I do love it. I actually, make a lot of that music myself, so I definitely have respect for it. But just traveling the world, starting to see different cultures, starting to, understand that there's 300 million people here, and they make us believe that this is the only place in the world, and that everyone's looking here to find the next thing. When in
Mhm.
reality, bro, like they looking at us like, like, and that's cool. But if you think about it, you're looking at market share. You're talking about 7 billion people, is more than that, but say 6.7 billion people outside of America. You're really narrowing your approach when you're trying to fit into something that only really relates to one area. All that sad music about killing, guns barely legal around the world.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people can't relate to the stuff that we speak, and it's not that they don't like it. It's just that when you travel the world, you see that you don't have to fit into that mold. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, I work in the industry, and I ain't gonna expose too much, but they looking for the young ones. You know what I mean? And they looking for the people who really trying to talk to the streets, because the streets is where the money at. You know what I mean? Look at Young Boy. He's talking about the biggest artists. They looking at these labels, looking for the streets. So a
Yeah.
lot of these young kids looking at these street artists like a Young Boy and being like, man, I gotta talk that story. I gotta live that life. And it's like, when you get a broader perspective of the world's music, atmosphere, you realize that you might actually have a perfect niche for yourself
Mhm.
with millions of fans, hundreds of millions of fans. They just may not always be right here in the States, nice and convenient for you. And
Yeah.
that's what the power of the internet is for, which is what I love what you're doing. You spreading your information, your mind, and your talents out into the world to see what resonate.
Yeah.
And you got people from all over tapped in with you.
Yeah. It's definitely been a journey, and I think that's probably, and we've talked about it the past couple of days, man. Like, it's 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 interesting to see the perspective shift when you look from, like what you said, like outside of the US or outside of where you are. Even if you don't go outside the US, like even just leaving the city that you're in or leaving the
Exactly.
state that you're in, and you go back and look, it's like, dang, that's all right. I need to shift. You know what I'm saying? You learn something new every
Exactly.
time. Like, and I think that's super cool, man.
For
So
sure.
so okay, so going along the journey, we riding it slowly in there. What what do you feel like is your biggest accolade and why?
That's deep, bro. I'm really want to think about that, because I've been blessed to do a lot.
Yeah.
Um, man, my bad. You got me, bro.
No, that's good. That's good.
All
We
right.
on the producer spot.
I'm thinking. Look, I gotta give it. It's the 100 million streams with Flow. it is, and I would have to say that I'm really not in the numbers all like that. That kid, you know, came in and he told me he wanted to make it, and we talked, and I told him to start writing stuff down and start speaking things into existence, to change his language. Stop saying when, if we, say saying when. And I say that to everybody, bro.
Yeah.
Not artists listen to that, man. He took that in and he spoke his life into existence, man. And that's just the testament of just someone believing in themselves, and
Mm.
not being afraid to ask. He asked for a lot of help to get there. You know what I
You
mean? Like
you
he
like cut.
asked, oh man,
Yeah, we good now
like
though. We good now.
all right. But yeah, he asked for a lot of help to get there,
Yeah.
and that just
Talk
ended up working out.
talk about that, man, because that's been a consistent y'all been a consistent duo. Every time, I won't say every time, but a lot of times, like you see y'all together, or I hear, what I'm saying, I'm in the studio and a flow da da da, or I seen you online and da da da, whatever, whatever. Like, talk about that, because I was on Instagram live earlier, and I was just it just dropped, man. It was just like, man, like, we need to lock in. We talked about it the other day. It's like, man, we need to lock in. I've been saying it for months. Like, lock in with an artist, like, develop with that
Yeah,
artist. And it's like, a lot of times producers get discouraged, myself included, because producers feel like artists don't want it. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And they feel like they're not as hungry as they should be. So just talk about that connection and how y'all kept that connection there. You know what I'm saying?
Man, one thing when they talk about hungry, that's what stood out to me is you said hunger, bro. You tell Flo to rap, 2 seconds, he go. You know what I mean? And it's like that hunger, man. It's something in that kid. Like he want this more than anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the when you see that and he hitting you up asking you for help and things of that nature and trying to lock in and stuff. It's like whatever you need. Like
Mm,
what you need, bro. Like, look, I charge a certain rate. I'm cutting it in a fourth for him. You know what I mean? I'm letting him get extra time. I'm pushing the studio a little extra. You know what I mean? Doing what I can just to help him out within my range. And that's why you say locking in. I mean, that's really what it come down to, is just believing in somebody, bro. Like you at the end of the day, at some point, being a hater is gonna get in your way. You
mm,
know what I mean? Like you can't hate at everything. Everything can't be Kanye. Everything can't be Drake level. So you got to understand. Drake used to remember the Drake with the Versace shirt on. He was
yep.
doing the Timbs with the lean back step. They meme the heck out of him. People, we start, we grow, and we develop.
Yeah.
So people got to tap in early with these artists and believe in what they're trying to do, and then give them opportunities. Like
Yeah.
as a producer, as an engineer myself, like bro, I didn't know a lot of people, but that's what I'm constantly working towards. I'm always out here trying to grow my network, always trying to talk to new people, trying to meet new people, trying to put myself in a little different circumstance so that I might be able to, shop your art, your song here, shop your song there. Again, it go back to value, like be of value to a community, like be of value to somebody.
That's
Like,
good.
so, that plus Flow's work ethic, you can't beat that. So to my young producers, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say go tap in with an artist right away, but just like, if there's somebody you want to work with in the long run, just start tailoring your music to work with them. Like if that's your dream, I talked to you about that the other day about the Kanye interview. Like, I mean, a Kanye, if people want to watch that Fade to Black clip with Kanye, he came in there with the Black album done. He
Mm-hmm.
had his whole own version. It's called the Black Movie. And he in there giving them the flows. He came in with beats, hooks, interludes, everything. Like who knows if Jay was even gonna make the call.
Right. All right.
You know what I mean? So you gotta have yourself in position anyway, man. Like, and that's the thing I could say, even if you don't necessarily tap in with an artist, because even when I was working with my brother and I was working with anybody in my life, I was always trying to get there. I would listen to an artist. I think that's why I love the people work with me, because I got the sound. But it's funny that I'm only trying to help your sound. I don't have the sound. I have your sound.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
like when people when I hear your song, That's like, all right, that's a little weekend with a little party next door. So
Mm,
and still, and I go back again to that learning thing. I'm trying to get better. I like the party next door mixes. I love the weekend mixes. So I'm also myself trying to bring those elements together, make my mix sound that good, make your voice sound that good. So it's all coming together, and it's still just bringing something to the table
yeah,
as a producer before
yeah.
you're worried about an artist. You know what I mean? And so
So that's good, bro. Like, so talk a lot, like, so in going into that realm, talk about like your connection with producers, like not you specifically, but an engineer with a producer. Like, what advice or what feedback do you want to tell producers? Because you hear a lot of beats come through your studio.
oh yeah.
You not
I
just the
don't
YouTube beats, because we all get downloaded those YouTube beats and they're limited because they mastered out in their MP3s. But like the
right.
track house, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I talk to engineers and they're like, yeah, man, like they just got to stop putting limiters on all their beats. Like, even the track house would be so loud. So it's just
Uh,
like, what advice would you give to a producer from an engineer standpoint?
to work with the engineer
Mm,
before you even upload anything, bro. Like, but that's the thing. The world, so at this point, like, it's like hard to give that advice because the world is so watered down in that sense. Like,
mm,
you got to keep up. Drop people dropping beats, and they getting hundreds of thousands of views in 6 hours, and they dropping beats every 2 days, a day, every 6 hours, 12 hours. So I can't even give you that advice. So if you go into YouTube and the internet route with your production, I would say maybe go to LinkedInLearning.com and watch all of the Pro Tools tutorials on how to mix music, and download Pro Tools and
hold on.
mix all of your beats.
Yeah, he just dropped a gem for y'all. He just dropped a gem for y'all. If y'all did not understand what he just dropped a gem. Go say it again. Go say it again.
You know,
They need that.
man, I don't even remember what I said, man.
It was
That's
where you
I'm
told
on the
them to go.
stream.
It was where you told them to
Oh,
go.
go to LinkedInLearning.com, man. It's the sauce, bro. Oh, it's a monthly subscription. You know that's gonna deter a lot of them, though, right there.
Hey, but if you want it though, if you want it, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you
Like,
want it. You want it, man. I did that, and another thing. I'll give you all the gems. I want at the end of the day, I want everybody to be on an even playing field because once we
yeah,
do that, then we break through. We go to a new level.
yeah,
I don't care if I got competition. I
yeah,
don't care. That makes me better. I'm still going to outwork you, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So I want people to get the, but bruh, the art of mixing by David Gibson.
mm,
There's like a 20-hour video out there. I think him and his dudes was on mushrooms, but they explain mixing in the best, most like explained, most beautiful visually way to ever understand it. So it's like it's not teaching within Pro Tools, but it's teaching sonics, it's through shapes and things of that nature. And they use like a three-dimensional like space to show you where to place things, how compression looks,
yeah,
and like do that. Like learn what mixing is before you even say like, yeah, I mix my beat. Other than that, just upload it and put unmixed or something so people
right.
know. Like I don't know, and then also be willing to work with the engineers. Like stop being so damn stuck up.
Mm,
Some people do happen to know what they're talking about when they reach out to you and say, hey, this don't sound right. Can you send me the session or something like that? They not all, everybody not out to just steal from you, bro. Some people really are trying to help you. I don't know if I'm breaking up. It's looking a little weird.
no, you good. I was taking it in. I was taking in the gems myself.
Oh, for sure. No, I just it blanked out for a second on me.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like I said, so just at the end of like, yeah, I mean, it's not even at the end of the day. It's so much you could say. Like, you just got to improve. Like, you got to get in there with people and get opinions and not be afraid to be critiqued. Like, who cares, bro? Like, if you feel like I feel, I'm infinite, bro. If I don't make beats, I make songs. I have 369 songs in my iTunes that are just mine that
Mm,
people have never heard. Like, I'm infinite, bro. I'll make 1,000 more. Like, I don't care if I lose one, you don't like it, it's bad, it doesn't make it, whatever, bro. I'm infinite. So you got to
yeah,
kind of have an attitude with. That's why I don't mind critique. Tell me what is wrong with it. I'll make another
yeah, yeah.
one. Like,
So okay, so diving into your studio work. So you've
mhm.
worked with your accolades are kind of, you got some names in your belt. You've worked So you've worked with B.O.B. Uh
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that I see YG is on your list too.
YG.
just talk about your experience. Who was your favorite working with, and like talk
21
about
Savage.
21. Okay, I don't
21
like
Savage,
his
bro.
voice, but go ahead.
There you go. Me either. Until I worked with him, I was like, oh, this dude hard, bro. Like
For real.
talented, man. He just lock in. He
Mm,
was chilling, wasn't doing nothing. When it was time to work, though, he like, yeah, let's put up this beat, boom, 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 put the beat up, run in the booth. As soon as I played the beat, he start going,
wow.
bar, 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 2 bars, bar, 2 bars. He don't. I just rock with him, bro.
Yeah.
So it was cool. It was a real good energy. Um, and I'm trying to think anybody. Bob was cool. That was cool. Really cool opportunity.
Mhm.
YG was just on some chill stuff, bro. I got to meet Terry Rozier that night too. And I played with him before back when I was younger, but like seeing him older since he been in NBA, I ain't seen him since then. So that was cool. He played for the Charlotte Hornets, but at the time he was with the Celtics. He was in the playoffs. But anyways, man, Cleveland basketball playoff days. That was a while ago. My
Wow.
bad. Yeah, yo, Brian gone. We
Wow.
out. We back in that
Yeah,
trash,
yeah, I ain't
y'all.
going back no more. Yeah, I
Yeah, we
mean,
back in the trash. It's lottery every year. But yeah,
uh,
like, go ahead.
no, I was just like getting us back, like that whole journey. You know what I'm saying? Like talk about
Just
that experience, what that did for you.
every one of them was a very huge learning opportunity. I learned how to work fast in like 21 sessions. I
Mm,
learned a lot of stuff about the importance of very minimal effects in working with Bob to get that industry sound. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of small stuff, fast delays, real fast off time delays to give it a space filling. Maybe a short and long reverb, short to give it a space because if you're in a tight studio, it'll sound like a box. So you could put it in a room and play with it a little bit, and then throw it into a bigger space like a hall or a plate, and really give it that space. Gyms, I know, man. I'm giving the people the sauce,
hey, bro,
and
we're gonna turn on the internet. We're gonna go on the internet tomorrow. And people gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I just mixed this song. It's done." Listened to James Drew interview. He was dropping the day. He told me to put a short delay and a long delay. It's like, bro, and then it'd be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, yeah, bro, no, it could.
oh,
It's,
go ahead. I mean, look, man. Yeah, that's my comp then, and I'm just gonna come out harder. So yeah, like so, I just learned every little thing, bro. Just like I work with Anderson Paak, and that really taught me about professionalism. That was a real huge lesson on just being some of these studios out here really operate at a high level, and they
mm,
operate with very, very high and respectable professionalism, which keeps, as much as a artist wants that freedom to not be within those restrictions,
mm-hmm.
some artists really feel comfortable in an environment where it's very like militant. You know what I mean? So I learned like that was huge for me because I'm thinking it's Anderson Paak. He gonna want to come smoke, chill. Like, nah, he was in there like, let's set this up, let's set this up. Like, yo, y'all taking too long. Like people coming, his manager coming to talk to me, tap me. He's ready to go. Can y'all hurry up? Like, stuff like that. And it really just it shook the energy. You know what I mean? For me. And just there's a lot. I can go on and on, man. Just
Yeah, no, that's good, bro.
being a sponge in those spaces was the most important thing. Not getting too caught up in like the accolade, like, oh, I'm working with 21, like I'm working, don't fuck this up. I'm thinking in my head, like, what are the opportunities? Like, what can I learn? Ooh, this, ooh, that. So
Expand on that. Just being a sponge in those situations, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, this and that, and it's like, no, like be a sponge in those moments. So talk a little bit about that. Like share
that's
why
deep,
that's
man. That's like, oh, you talk about why it's important. I thought you were
yeah,
going to
yeah,
say,
yeah.
how do you do that? How
No,
do you do that? Is consciousness. Wake up, like get out your head and get in your body, like get in your perspective. Like
mm,
look, pay attention. You got your brain moving. It's all those words. You paying attention. You're the person that can hear your mind. That's the real you. So like your mind going, oh, what if I mess this up? But just move that out the way and pay attention and look and observe and be cognizant of what's going on around you. And why that's important is because then you can actually learn and grow and advance. Because other than that, you were so damn scared the whole time
mm,
and nervous, and your brain put you in anxiety that you missed every little key. Everything in life has these little moments and just things you can learn, bro. Every moment, every moment in life you can learn from. School education is not school. Education is just learning.
Yeah.
Just like the way you learn how to eat with a fork, and you like there's new things on, and as small as that or as big as, a history lesson. Like there's so much you can learn out here. You just gotta stay focused on learning.
That's good, bro. That's good, man. So, okay, shifting gears now to you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Gears to you. You dropped a record called Parental Advisory. The
Oh,
first of all, let me
I need
just
parental advice.
first of all, let me say this. If y'all have not heard this record, I am not gonna play it just because I want y'all to go listen to it.
Oh
Like
yeah,
y'all have to go listen to it. So I'm not gonna play it on here.
I ain't
However,
cleared anyway. So
yeah. Okay, like I said, y'all go listen to the John. Um, no, for real, like legit, like the song, and it's. I think I love what you said when you first posted. It was like, man, like I'm not looking for the shares. Like I'm not like just put your headphones in and just vibe out to it. And I think it was important for people to actually do that, because then it did give some shares. I know I shared it a few times,
yeah, support. You was showing love.
but it hit different. You know what I'm saying? Like you really talked on that song. So talk about that song, bro. I know this ain't no deconstructed. It's not really about it. But you recorded the song? Didn't you record yourself?
Yeah, I
You probably
recorded myself.
you probably mixed
Yeah, I
it yourself.
mixed it. I mixed
Like
it
you
in London.
wrote
Yeah,
it. You wrote it yourself.
I wrote it, freestyled off the top, like I do
Like
everything. Yeah.
so talk about that process. What like from top to bottom. Like
Hmm.
yeah, talk about that. I got
Well, you said you got time.
I got time.
I mean, well, at the end of the day, man, the first thing I do is I sit down and listen to beats.
Mm,
And if
I know.
anybody out here has
Trust
worked
me.
with
I
me,
was with
first of
you.
all, I apologize.
I was with you. I was with you.
Second of all, looking for beats is the most tedious thing for me, man. I spend hours, 45, 6 hours sometimes looking for the right beat. Because for me, I can rap on anything. I can do anything with my voice. I can play with any type of flows. Nothing's off limits. So, as a kid, it was getting here was the fun. You know what I mean? Like, oh, let me try this type. Let me try this type. Let me try this type. Let me try. Now it's like, man, I done tried everything, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not in that mode and space to try things. I need to feel something from that beat. It's almost like the beat is. It's like when I hear the song, it's already written.
Mm,
It's almost like a deja vu feeling. As soon as I hear the song, it's like, oh, I remember listening to this every single day for 2 weeks. Let
wow.
me make it. Let me make it real quick. And that's how I do it. That's how it starts at least. And then after that, man, I load up tracks, and I load them in Pro Tools, and I do a little mumble track just to let my spirit free. That's the first thing I even think mentally. Is just like, all right, let your spirit talk. So
Mm,
I refer, like I compare it to speaking in tongues. Like I don't worry about my words. I don't care if they right. I just let out my spirit and just try to say things without worrying about if they sound correct.
mm,
And I do that about twice. And after I listen to it a few times, I got to start with the hook, man. I used to get clowned for not being able to write hooks when I was younger, and they was right. So I had to really focus in and work on that. So I always knock my hook out first, just so I know what I'm talking about. Now that I don't write, the
yeah.
hook always helped me kind of stay on topic. And then, so I knock my hook out, lock in, and then record it, and I leave it there. That's the thing, though. I leave it. I
Mm,
play it every single day, and I throw it in the list. And that's my problem for real. I don't really have a schedule for releasing music. And this really gets into what I truly believe is about how to do it the right way. And I don't want to get too deep into that currently. We could definitely talk about that
come
afterwards.
on,
But
man. Let's say yeah.
if it just talking about, getting to how I mixed it, it's just I was in London, man, and I was listening, and I always when I have these feelings, I do the same thing. It's everything's feeling based.
Mm-hmm.
And some just told me to drop some music, man. Some I just felt like my fans needed to hear from me. Um, People that have been
Yeah.
locked in with me for years. And I just sometimes I don't know, man. I be feeling like just tapping in with them.
Mm,
So it was in the energy, and I listened to all my records. And when I heard that one, you know, also, man, I'm into astrology. Shout out Christelle. I'm really deep into astrology, and she really just be keeping me conscious, man, about the state of what's going on around me.
yeah.
And I knew that we was heading into a Mercury retrograde, and we are in one currently. But we were in the pre-shadow phase of a Mercury retrograde, which means a lot of reflection in the mind. Mercury represents your mind, So there's a lot of reflection currently going on in that space. So I knew with the lyrics of the songs, I was listening to my songs. I'm like, ooh, this is something about introspective reflection. You
Mm,
know, use this as a reminder. I'm a demon, I'm a killer, I'm the devil, I'm a villain, I'm a monster. I need parental advisory. Just be controlling my mind and not see everything with a silver lining. And I'm just really was introspective, very reflective track from myself. And I knew that other people, because the song at the end of the day is like, you ain't gonna stop me, bro. Like, use this as a reminder, bro. I'm everything that you said I am. I'm the worst thing on earth. You right. But I'm still gonna try to help you. I'm
mm,
still gonna get this money.
mm,
I'm gonna outwork everybody. I'm just like, nothing's gonna change no matter how you feel about me. Because your family, friends, every people will turn on you because you working hard. Or you never home no more. You never chilling with me no more. Because I'm working on. You trying to demonize me. Well, all right, I'm a demon. You right. I am a demon because I'm out here working my ass off trying to make something of my life. Like, okay, then if that's how you feel, then yeah, you're right. I'm a demon. Makes sense. You know what I mean? And that's what I was saying for the song. It's like I'm anything you want. It's almost like I am whatever you say I am.
right. If I
You know,
wasn't,
what I mean?
yeah,
It's the same type of vibe. Honestly, it's just like I'm whatever you say I am. But at the end of the day, if I fall down, it can't be like this again. This is brand new ways out. Is from Michigan. By my views, I said by my green, I'm a Spartan like Isna. Run your city ain't signing permission
bro,
slips.
you giving them too
Nepotism
much
be given
up.
the dividends. 2037, yeah, we up. You know what I mean? Like just speaking on how like no matter what people say, I'm up. Skin a pig and get my bang for my buck, bro.
Yeah,
I'm talking to the youths.
yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
So yeah, it's once I heard that song, I was like, all right, that's the one for the times, and I dropped it. I mixed it out in London and
Mm,
dropped it, and I didn't expect anything. I don't know what the numbers are. I don't look at my numbers. I don't care. But I tapped in with the people I was supposed to tap in with because my whole life has been different since I dropped that song. So it
mm,
did what it was supposed to do. I'm not looking for fame. I'm looking for new opportunities. My net worth is dependent on my network. I don't care about how many followers
hold
I have.
on. Say that again, bro. Your net worth is dependent on your network. Oh my goodness.
I don't, and it ain't got nothing to do with followers. It's my actual network. People I can call on the cell phone and FaceTime and say, hello, how's your mom? How's your daughter? How's your dog doing? If
Yeah.
you don't know these people life, they ain't your friend. They ain't your network, bro. You don't even know them. You just follow them and like their pictures. You a fan.
You're a fan.
Like, come on, man. So you just try to, I'm trying to connect and I'm connected. So it's working.
Yeah. So, just closing out, bro. What what advice, like last minute gems, any open would you give to an up and coming producer, up and coming engineer, up and coming artist, up and coming songwriter, just anybody that's out here in this industry, but just in life, you know what I'm saying? Like I think too often on these type of shows, on these type of interviews, we focus too much on the music,
Hmm.
and you know me, like it's deeper than music for me. So like
Right.
just whatever you have, man, just share to, either upcoming or somebody.
You know what? I've been doing a couple interviews lately. I'm actually in the space where I'm gonna say I don't have nothing to tell you for real.
Mm,
Uh, I'm a trump 'em. Stand by and stand ready. No, I'm just playing, bro. At the end of the day, look, man,
this
it
dude.
is at the end of the day, whatever you doing, man, if things are moving at the pace they're supposed to move, you
Mm,
are where you are for the reason you there. There's something you either if you stuck, you haven't learned something yet, and if you thriving, there the lessons on the way. Like so. At the end of the day, bro. You just got to keep working and keep putting your head down. If you content with the direction you moving in, then keep going.
yeah.
If you're not happy with how your life going, then go inside.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying?
good.
If you feel good inside, then just be patient with the outside world. If you don't like the outside world, be patient inside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like I don't really have that much advice. Like I wish I had some, more tangible 3D things like go buy this course and but I just don't. Like you gotta look inside, bro. Like this whole world is changing. There will never be a new normal. I mean, the same normal. It's going to be a whole new life once things open back up fully, or at least once the scare is not, hanging over the heads of the people no more. And people start feeling more confident about opening businesses, going back to work, et cetera, et cetera. Church, when things start to resume, it's going to be a new perspective. And you got to be ready for that, man. The Aquarius age is coming, man, age of technology. Like, you got to be ready to adapt, bro. Everything about to change. And I don't really have advice. Is just do some research, read a book, like love your family, hug them every day, be thankful, practice gratitude.
Yeah.
Buy an iPhone because you can do everything off that. You know what I mean? Get a MacBook. If you're using Windows still, you're never gonna make it. Like, I don't, I
The
don't know what to,
shade, bro.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh shoot,
I'm
bro.
kidding, man.
Man, what? So last two things, man. Should we expect a James Drew album, a new James Drew release? Should we expect new James Drew music soon? Like,
I got
what's
this.
on the
I
horizon?
got this lyric in this song. No, they won't get no album for 221. Till 221.
Okay.
Will they get an album in 221? 2021? I don't know, man. I have no idea. My album is on the way. It's coming for real. It's coming for sure. The
Mhm.
thing is, though, I'm not gonna do it until I can do it right. So I might be y'all Rick Ross. Y'all might not see me till I'm 34 with a beard, or at least when my beard connects. It might
I
be
was say,
6 years
I
from
don't
now.
see no beard right now. I mean,
Oh, that was just a little dirt, yeah.
there's hair. It might be a little prickles or something, but I don't see.
You
So
got me. He got me. Shut me down.
oh man. So just the last things, man. Where can people connect with you? Where can people send beats? Are you looking for beats? Are you looking for producers to send you beats? Like
Bro, I'm an engineer. I'm connected. So I work with artists all the time. I work pretty much every single day. Always got a new artist in there. They always asking me, you got some beats, you got some packs. If you got packs, bro, send them to me. Like, this is my email, me@jamesdrewmusic.com. Send me there. I got a website, jamesdrewmusic.com. You can hit my email from there, and I'll email you back. You can send them that way. Send me Dropbox links. If you got my number, text them to me. If you need my number, DM me. Like, just hit me up if you trying to expand in any way, shape, or form, and trying to do something with your music and anything like that. Just hit me up and on Instagram at James Drew Music. Anywhere, bro. Like, just hit me up because I got anything you need ready to go. And if not, then I'm gonna work to find it, and that's gonna make both of us better. So
yeah,
just hit me.
that's good, bro. Man, appreciate y'all. Always a dope time. First of all, thank you, Drew, for coming on, bro. For
Thank you for
tapping
having
in.
me, man.
It was super dope, man. As always, it could have went longer. I gotta slim it down for the show because it can't get everything. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
feel you.
I know we can chop for hours on hours. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always just a pleasure to just rock with you, bro. Um,
Same, bro.
Appreciate y'all for tapping in as always. It was a super dope interview. Y'all stay tuned for next week, man. We have another dope interview. It's actually so crazy that you're on here this week. My guy Brian Kidd is going to be tapping in with us next week. He has engineered for some decent people, but he's another engineer. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't just do producers on here; we do engineers too.
Okay.
So it's going to be a good because I think it's important for producers to connect with engineers and engineers
100%.
because if we don't work together, then everybody's just going to be out here just doing whatever and no everything's just going to be sounding whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
At the end of the day, everybody, excuse me, I mean to
no,
butt
go ahead,
in.
bro. Go
At
ahead,
the
bro.
at the end of the day, bro, like most of your A&Rs, look at Jimmy Iovine, look at Dr. Dre, look at your A&Rs. I'm usually your engineers.
Hmm.
Most of these A&Rs are here former engineers. So you got to understand, you have to tap in with the engineers because they got their finger on the pulse of everything that's going on.
Yeah,
And I happen to fall into that. I don't know, like saying I got the pulse. I'm just saying I fell into it. So I'm able to share that. Like, just tap in, producers, artists, like, and if that's what you're looking for, you got to communicate, to that engineer, that producer, what you're looking for, not just to be, hey, say hey and be cool.
right.
If you need artists, like you said at the beginning, if you're looking to build with an artist, and you hit an engineer up and say, "Yo, do you have any artists that's looking for young producers that I could tap in with, and we can maybe build a EP project?" He might scratch his head because he's thinking, "Shoot, that's like 10 more sessions." Yeah, you know what I mean. You got to again bring in value. You see what I'm saying? Bringing value to an entire picture. So yeah, bro, stay tapped in. I love what you're doing, bro. As far as having everybody and bringing multiple different types of people, that's huge, bro.
Respect that, man. Respect that. So, man, I'm done for my time for the day. Technically, I can go all night if I wanted to because I own the show and I can do what I want. But I'm not
Hey,
gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Love y'all, man. Remember to always connect, collaborate, because collaboration thrives creativity. And remember to create because you created by the creator. Peace.